All right, finally home from that 10-day Colorado trip from Texas to Colorado and back. Oh, I can't even talk. I'm still tired. Got in last night at around 8:30 in the evening. We left the hotel in Amarillo at 9 in the morning, so it was a pretty long travel. You see the van, it's extremely dirty, but I'm gonna do this thing a good review since it got us to Colorado and back safely, and no issues with it. The Bridgestone tires that comes with it is really nice. It looks like it's an LT2 4575 R16. Very nice tire. It's a rated E or E rated tire. It says V steel on it. Just put it on the manufacturer spec as far as inflation goes. There it is. I think it's 55 up front, 85 in the rear, or 80 in the rear. It's a little bouncy, but at least it's stable in the freeways. You can probably get away with putting the rears down to 60, 65, but depending on your load, I could have gotten away with that because we didn't have it fully loaded. So yeah, 80 may be too much if you don't have it fully loaded. You get away with it with 65, but that's up to you guys. I don't want to tell you guys something then it gets you killed on the highways, you know. So I had one person here with stuff on the side, two people here with stuff on the side, one person in the back with two dogs. Very comfortable for 5 people. Oh, sorry, let me count again. 4 people in the back total. There's enough leg room for them. They weren't really screaming and kicking for me to stop so that they can stretch their legs. They were pretty comfortable. They were asleep most of the time. Must be nice, right? So I drove the whole trip. Total drive time is 63 or 62 plus hours. I'll have to check the clock. AC is very strong. Heater, we didn't really use it. Carpet held up. These things, they were nice. The seats are very comfortable. I didn't have any complaints with people with their asses hurting, you know, even me. We were on the road for 12 hours at a time, sometimes more than that. No complaints. You see that? There's only one cup holder in each row, which is too bad. That's one of the weaknesses as far as passenger comfort goes. Also, one big complaint was that there's no headrests. People were getting tired. Their necks were getting hurt after a while, so they would just kind of slouch forward so that they can rest their necks on the back. As far as the window goes, no complaints there. Seat belts, my brother complained that it would lock up unnecessarily. Maybe just a one-off, I'm not sure. The steps are nice. It's nice that it has this initial step here, then another step, and finally another step. It's got grab handles here, but everyone was fine with it. Let's look in the back. Rear view cameras here comes in extremely handy. Now, as far as the view angle goes with the backup camera, it's kind of wonky. I don't trust it, so I still use my mirrors. Here's the back. The doors swing wide open, but they don't lock, so be careful with that. Other vans, they do lock. You know, they have magnets or just manual locks. They do come with at least the mirrors, I mean the windows at least open if you want to. Plenty of storage. Jack right there. Okay, that door almost hit me. You see, it doesn't lock, so that's kind of a hazard if you have a kid and then you have this van. I would definitely go aftermarket, see if you can, you know, prop this door open and secure it so no one will get decapitated. And I'm being serious. All right, here's the back. Plenty of storage. We had so many luggages. This whole thing was filled to the brim, you know, even past the seat there, kind of blocking my rear view. You see the vents up top, the lights worked wonderfully, no issues. The latch over here, make sure it's locked. Close it like that. Wish it had parking sensors. That would have helped. At least it has a rear view camera. All right. Mirrors were great. Well, I wouldn't say great. There's better ones out there, but it's better than nothing. This one really helps right here. It's a spot mirror. This one is magnified. It's great for towing, if you were towing, using this for towing. Storage compartments for driver's side were it's adequate. I put my sunglasses here, rags, water bottle, and you know, elbow and wrist supports. Power windows, automatic for driver's side, automatic down only. And here's the control for the side mirrors. Here's the door open, power locks. Let's go in here. Didn't have an issue as far as comfort goes, except for the rear well. The wheel well is intruding on my foot right here, my left foot, so I couldn't really stretch it out. It's hard to stretch it out like this because you're kind of messing up the brakes just in case you need to use it. So that was the only issue. I had to, you know, shift my leg like this every so often, but not bad. I'm used to driving long distances. AC right there, headlight controls, brightness controls. This one's nice. It came with a mirror at least. Control for the AC vents, which is nice. It should be the driver controlling it. You don't want your passengers messing with it ever. All right, let's start this thing. Cup holders, there's only 3. You know, wish they had more. Cup holders are really nice because they just fit anything in there. You can put your trash, you can put your snacks, your drinks, of course, you know, all sorts of things. The more cup holders you have, the better. Massive space right here. Passenger from the first row was able to stretch their legs out for a little bit, but we had a bunch of stuff in here, you know, that I can easily access. Medicine, GoPros, you know, whatever. Passenger comfort, my wife did not complain once as far as comfort goes, but then again, she barely complains as far as, you know, long drives. She's used to it. Let me start this thing. It's hot. 1.99%. Turn that off. Don't want to get copyrighted. All right. You guys can see that. This one was fine. As long as it had an auxiliary plug, I was able to use my my cell phone for GPS and also Sirius XM app. So we're good as far as that goes. Cigarette lighter, I was utilizing it. All-Star, yeah, not a big fan. Lane departure warning, surprisingly very useful. It's a bigger van, and then, you know, if you're driving long distances, you're not going to be as concentrated, you know, within compared to the first 5 hours of driving. So when you're drifting, this thing beeps. Fantastic. AC plug, don't really use it. USB and another 12-volt plug. Compartment was nice. I put trash bags in there and face masks. What else? Oh, some money. Put that in my pocket. AC controls for the drivers and passenger front. Hold on, I'm just putting this thing. Tow mode, I didn't use it. Rear defrost, which is nice. Heater was good. AC even better, really strong. This thing, it's kind of hit or miss. There's a green light that turns on, you know, if the computer determines that you're not an appropriate distance from the vehicle in front of you. It turns green when it's good, and then orange when it thinks that you're too close to the car in front of you. I could live without it, to be honest with you. Cruise control was nice, very easy to use. Column shifter with the manual shifting buttons right here, fantastic. I used that a lot. I would go to manual mode and lock it with the highest gear to 4 or 3. Very useful on Interstate 70 and also the $1 Million Highway. Very easy to utilize. I always preferred column shifters because it frees up the space over here. Hazard button. Wipers were they're okay, but the water, what do you call it, the water spray, it's weak. Actually, it might be broken or just blocked on this specific van. It's a rental van, so I can't really say. At least it kind of worked. Headlight control. Surprisingly, this van has very, very good headlights. They're halogen reflective bulb types, and it's fantastic. Probably the best halogen headlights I've used. My Chevy Malibu, if you guys can see it right there, has pretty good ones too. That one uses halogen projectors, but this one just uses the reflector type, and it's even better. Very surprised. On the dash here, you have your oil pressure, water temperature, speedometer. You got your battery meter. Usually it hovers around 12, 14. Gas gauge, pretty accurate. Let's look at the little details here. You got your different controls here. Let's start off from the beginning. I don't know if you guys can see that because it'll flicker. Right now the van has 19,836 miles. I got it with about 16.5. Total trip was 3,380 miles. That's a lot of miles in less than 10 days. I drove for 9 days total. Fuel range. Right now I have 106 miles left before empty. Average fuel economy, and this is with idling, is 16.6 miles per gallon. And that's pretty fantastic considering the mountain passes that we went through, and I was locking it into lower gear so the engine would scream all the way up to 3,900, you know, just to slow down the vehicle on downward slopes. You want to do that because you want to save your brakes, just in case you don't want to overheat your brakes. Total fuel use during the trip is 203 gallons. That's a lot of fuel when you think about it. Total van time when it's turned on, it's 62 hours and 56 minutes. Let's just say 63 hours. We were staying in the van too when it's off, so gotta be more than that. Average speed is 52.6 miles per hour. That's including idling. Then it shows you the tach. Oil life remaining, I think we started off with 90%, now it's down to 44%. You can change it to units, English, metric. I like this part right here. It tells you the tire pressure monitoring system. Left and right, both at 55. Rears, 82 and 80. And actually they're pretty consistent. The tires were consistent overall for the 9 days that I drove for 3,300 miles. Fantastic tires. Total engine hours, almost 500. Let's see what else is on here. Yeah. So overall, the trip to Colorado using this van, 3,380 miles. No issues with the van. As far as cons go, cup holders were cons. Seat belt maybe. Headrest for the back seats, definitely need those. I mean, That would be nice if for longer trips. My passengers were complaining, so they were slouching just so that they can rest their heads on the back. Legroom was no issue. Seat comfort for the butt, no issues there. For me, no issues. Actually, it's very comfortable. I was driving for sometimes up to 13 hours a day or more. No issues for me. I didn't have to shift my seat or anything. It was fine as is. It's very comfortable. Let's see what else. Cons. The van handling. It's a heavy duty truck frame, and it's top heavy, so the center of gravity is pretty bad. So it handles like a sailboat. You can't really turn this thing pretty fast or take turns pretty fast because you're gonna flip it over. What else? Fuel economy is okay. It's not bad for a 6-liter V8. I think it's about on par with the Ford Transit. You know what? The Ford Transit on flat, I was getting 21 miles per gallon, but that's flat land, you know, and it's got a V6. It was a much weaker engine. Let's see. Cons, I would say the mirrors could be better. Parking sensors would be nice as well. Other than that, I mean, it got me home, you know, from Houston to Colorado and back safely with my family. So yeah, it's not bad. Would I buy one brand new? Definitely not. Used, they're about 20 grand. So if I were to buy one, I would definitely get one used. Actually, I would not buy one in this configuration. I'd buy one that's converted, you know. I would get that. But yeah, very nice van from Chevy. They got my family home safely from Houston to Colorado. 3,380 miles round trip. No issues. Fantastic van, very comfortable. A little bouncy for the passengers with when you have the tires inflated up to 80 psi. So if you have any questions, just comment. Okay guys, thank you.